be learning the topic conjunctions. Basically, there are 8 parts of the speech which are used in English grammar. Noun, pronoun, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections and prepositions. Today we are going to study in detail about conjunction and its types. What are conjunction? Conjunctions are linking words that join either words, group of words, group of words or clauses. They are the words which known as the interlinking words or coordinated words. Now, conjunctions are words, phrases that joins group of words or phrases or clauses. Now, what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that is used that makes a sense but not a complete sense. A phrase may consist of one single word or more than one word. Example, I like reading comments. Reading comments is a phrase used in the sentence. I respect him a lot. The word him is used as a phrase in the sentence. Now, what is a clause? A clause is a group of words that forms part of a sentence but has a subject and a finite verb in it. A clause has only one finite verb in it. A clause that stands on its own is known as main clause. A word or a clause that does not stands on its own is known as independent clause or subordinate clause. Now, conjunctions are used for connecting thoughts, ideas, and actions as well as to the main clause or to the other parts of the speech. Example, Meena went to the supermarket and bought some fresh vegetables. Here, Meena went to the supermarket is one part of the sentence and bought some fresh vegetable is the other part of the sentence. Here the word and is used as a conjunction which joins two sentences together. Conjunctions are also used for making meaningful sentences. They are all used to coordinate words in a sentence. Now, there are various conjunctions used, like examples. The commonly used conjunction is but, and, or, so, if. These are the conjunctions which are used. Basically, we will come to know that conjunctions are, in short, joining words or sentences. They are known as linking words, or conjunctions. Now, let us learn the different types of conjunction. There are 3 main types of conjunction. The first conjunction is coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions are the words that join 2 or more clauses to make an equal importance, to give an equal importance or rank. Now, it is used to join single words or they may be used to join group of words. Always joins, but it always joins the similar elements. Now, for example, word, it may join word plus word. Now, example, if I say, he bought a book and a pen. Now, here the conjunction is and. A book and a pen. These are the 2 words used in a sentence. Now, so coordinating conjunctions are used either for word plus verb or you can say phrase plus phrase. Now, if I say He always sits in the library or in the classroom. Now, in the library and in the classroom, these are the two phrases used in the sentence. And or is the conjunction word used in this sentence, coordinating conjunction used in this sentence. Now, the third is it can be either used in two clauses together, clause and clause. I waited for him to close. But he didn't come. Now, I waited for him is one part of the clause, and the other part of the clause is he did not come. Here the word but is used as a conjunction. So, it can be either for word and word, or it can be either for phrase and phrase, or it can be either used as clauses and two clauses together also, using a conjunction in between. Now, always remember three essential things for the coordinating conjunction. The first one is that a coordinating conjunctions is a comma Now, always remember three essential things for coordinating conjunctions is that we place a comma when we use to connect two independent clauses. Like for example, the man is poor, comma, but he is honest. Now in this sentence, if you see that the comma is placed before the conjunction, coordinating conjunction. Here the word but is a coordinating conjunction. The man is poor, but he is honest. So a comma is always put in a coordinating conjunction before the coordinating conjunction in two parts of the sentence. But for second essential point, we should remember that coordinating conjunctions are never used at the beginning of this sentences. And the third point, it never comes at the beginning of the sentences. Now the third essential point which you need to remember is that now a comma is never placed after coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating that. coordinating conjunctions. So, a comma is never used after a coordinating conjunction. So, three essential points which you always need to remember. When we use independent clause, the man is poor but he is honest. So, here we have put the comma. Second essential point you need to remember about coordinating conjunction is the beginning. It never comes at the beginning of the sentence. And the third essential point, comma is never placed after coordinating conjunctions. Now, to remember this basic coordinating conjunction, we use an acronym that is called as FANCOIS. It's very easy to remember by using this acronym, that is FANCOIS. Now, F stands for, A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. So it's very easy to remember coordinating conjunction, because if you remember the first FANCOIS, the first initial of all the words are used. So it's very easy to remember. F stands for, A stands for and, nor, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, and S stands for so. Now, if in this for is used for a purpose or reason. For example, if I say that I bought a new bag for my upcoming trip. So here the word for is used for that reason, that specific reason that you bought a bag for your upcoming trip. Now and is used to add one thing to another. I love both oranges and apples. Now nor is either used at the beginning of the sentence or to show basic elements or ideas. Now for example, if I say it's used for present alternative ideas or which are already stated. I neither like capsicum nor brinjals, but is used for to show a contrast between two ideas or two sentences. Or is used for an alternative or choice is given to you. Yet is used for showing, introducing any ideas or something that is previously used. So is used for indicate effect, results or the consequences. For example, if I tell you, since I have eaten my dinner, so I am not hungry. So here the word so is used as a coordinating conjunction. If I say you the word yet, if we use the word yet, he is suffering from pain, so yet he does not complain. So here the word yes is used as a coordinating conjunctions. So we can if we use the word or, would you like to have, you can give an example, would you like to have tea or coffee? So here tea or coffee, so there or is used as a coordinating conjunction. So it is very easy to remember the first type of coordinating conjunction, that is using the acronym FANCOIS. Now let's learn the second type of conjunction, that is correlative conjunctions. Now the second essential part is correlative. Now basically these correlative conjunctions are a pair of words that joins two sentences, always used together. They are used together to join independent clauses. It joins either words or phrases or clauses which are having a complementary relationship. For example, either or, neither or not only but also, no sooner than. So these are a pair of words which are used to join two sentences or two clauses or two phrases. So they are known as correlative conjunctions. For example, if we use either or as a pair or neither or not as a pair, now it is used in the sentence which presents two ideas or two choices which one can be taken. Like for example, to add a statement or a fact, we say that the lady is both irritated and angry. So here the word both and is used as a conjunction, correlative conjunction. Now the second example, the dress was not only expensive but also very big. So not only and but also is a pair of words that is used as a correlative conjunction in this sentence. Now, to express a choice between two alternatives, we use either, neither or nor. I like neither capsicum nor brinjal. So here we are given an option neither and nor. So neither and nor are pair of words, correlative conjunctions which are used in the sentence. Now, where the second example is that I do not care where you go or whether you go or stay. I do not care whether you go or stay. So your whether and or is the pair, a group of pair acting as a correlative conjunction in this sentence. Now let us learn the third and the essential type of conjunction, that is subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction are difficult to understand, but these two were easy because first one was remembering the word acronym of fanboys and the second one was that they come as a pair. But the third is subordinating conjunctions. Now, subordinating conjunction are the words that are used to join two dependent clause to the main clause. Now, in the above examples, now if I give you an example, Sonia left the park. Because it was raining. Now, Sonia left the park is one part of the sentence, and the other part is it was raining. Here the word because acts as a subordinating conjunction. Sonia left the park because it was raining. If I say the word because join these two sentences and showing that because acts as a subordinated word clause which joins these two sentences together. Now, if I say the other example that she is sad since she has lost her doll. Now, she is sad since she has lost her doll. Here, she is sad is one part of the sentence. Since is a subordinating conjunction. Has lost her doll is the other part of the sentence. The third example, if I say I will be able to drive when I get older. So, I will be able to drive is one part of the sentence. The other part of the sentence is that I will get older. Here the word when is acting as a subordinating conjunction. In all these three examples, if I say that it depends upon the first in order to make it a meaningful sentence. Like for example, Sonia left the park. If I say only it is raining, it was raining, so it will not have any complete sense. So it needs the first part of the sentence, that is the main clause, along with the subordinating conjunction and dependent clause along with it. Makes a subordinating conjunctions. For example, Sonia left the park. These are various types of examples. Now, it was one more example I'll give you. That is, it was unfortunate that Mr. Brown will not return. It is unfortunate is one part of the sentence. That is the subordinating conjunction. Mr. Brown will not return is the other part of the sentence. Now the word that, if I underline and tell you, it connects the two parts of the sentences. Like when it connects, the first part of the sentence depends on the other part of the sentence or subordinate, making it meaningful. Now, for example, if I say that Mr. Brown will not return by, that Mr. Brown will not return by itself is a half part of the sentence but does not make a complete sense. So, it is essential that the main clause has to be needed. If it needs the words like it is unfortunate. So, it is total, it makes a meaningful sentence that it was unfortunate that Mr. Brown will not return. Now, whenever dependent clause is placed in first, we use a comma between two clauses. But when an independent clause is used first, we do not put a comma. Now, I'll show you an example for it. If it rains, comma, we will carry. We will carry umbrellas. Now, if it rains, so we have put a comma because here, when a dependent clause is first place, we always put a comma. But if the dependent clause is put at the end, we never put a comma. The same sentence I will show you. We will carry umbrella. If it rains. So, whenever dependent clause comes at the end, we never place a comma. But if the dependent clause comes in the beginning of the sentence, we put a comma. Now, when a subordinating conjunctions are used at the beginning of the sentences, we put a dependent clause and they join two independent clauses together. For example, if I say, it is because of the parents that I have stand on my own feet. So here the word because is used at the beginning of the sentence. Now, if I say the second example, although it was raining, it was too hot today. So the word although is used at the initial beginning of the sentence of the subordinating conjunction. Always remember, in coordinating conjunction, we never use a coordinating conjunction is never in a sentence is never started first. We always in the subordinating conjunctions we can use subordinating conjunctions at the beginning of the sentence, but in coordinating conjunctions we do not use the coordinating conjunction at the beginning of the sentences. Now there are various examples which are used for subordinating conjunction. The first two is easy to remember, and the third one will always have a reason or specifically telling you about the two dependent clause which is added, which makes uses a word, a subordinate clause to explain or to join two sentences. Now, basically today we have studied about conjunction and the types of conjunctions, and we have studied about conjunctions. Then basically three types of conjunctions. First one was coordinating conjunction, second was correlative conjunction, and the third one is subordinating conjunction. Now, an assignment will be given to you all. The first example I solved for the assignment, and you need to solve in your notebook the same assignment in the way I have solved for you the first example. Now, Miss has already informed you about that you have to make one book. So, the first assignment about kinds of sentences and adverbs which we have studied, and the different types of adverbs you have done. I'm sure that you might have done. Now the second assignment which I am going to put up, there are 2-3 exercises in that you need to follow and do it, and please learn about it, and if you come across, you can make out on your own sentences 5 examples of your each type of conjunctions, and learn about the basic thing, and always keep a note about what has to be used in each type of conjunctions. Okay. Now the second short thing that we are going to learn about the second topic is about paragraph writing. Now what is a paragraph writing? A paragraph writing is a group of sentences or a series that connect changing or a single topic. Sentences that are organized at the end of the paragraph. They are ordered but ended in an organic whole. The idea, the theme, the argument, or the main type of topic that is sufficiently amplified in the body of paragraph. A paragraph stands on its own self because in the development of a single thought or experience. Now, for example, the 4 essential features for a good paragraph to write. Following are the essential features for a good paragraph to write. The first one is unity. All the sentences in the paragraph must bring only one main fact, thoughts or ideas. The second feature, if you have, that is coherence. Examples of the events having no bearing on the topic must be avoided. A paragraph must present logical point-to-point development of the topic. Third is emphasis. In order to create a proper impression of the reader, each sentence should be given in its due importance and emphasizes the key importance, and the paragraph should have, as far as possible, be the first sentence. We must frame such sentences that is immediately arrest the reader out, and we should not exaggerate. It should have a clear conclusion. Now, variety. Sentences in a paragraph should have the same length and should follow with the same structure, or they will appear monotonous. Now, you can essentially write on any of the topic with 60 to 80 words, a small paragraph based. Now, for example, you can write about a paragraph on books are best friends. So, I'll give you one example. Like I will give you some connected words through which you can elaborate your paragraph. They are the window of the world. They offer knowledge to us, entertain us, teach us values, best way to pass the time. Plenty of variety of themes are there. Books help us to make new friends. Readers club. All these, they are friends, they are essential pictures given which gives you a greater impact. So based on this, you can write a small paragraph consisting of 60 to 80 words. Now, a paragraph should have all the essential points. Do not repeat the points or repeat the sentences in a paragraph. It is very important. Now, basically, in short, if I tell you, a paragraph is a single unit comprising sentences of a single idea that has a compact form. A paragraph has an individual identity because it holds one set of ideas within itself. Now, a paragraph is a collection of sentences that discusses about a particular topic or describes about a particular event. Now, always remember, if a paragraph has a certain theme, so based on that only you write essential points, and the sentences which you use in the paragraph has to have a connectivity to each other. It should not be that the theme or the paragraph is something else and you are defining or saying something else. Now, I have given you an assignment where you will write small paragraphs of 60 with 60 to 80 words. You can follow the grid pattern so that you can understand that how many words you have exactly written. Okay. So today we have learned the 2 topics. So pay attention, do the assignment and complete the topic in your notebook. Thank you.